Hey guys, welcome to How We Survived, where we talk about amazing anime amazing seasonal anime, and the one we're talking about today is Gamers. Absolutely cult
Right.
classic. Truly, it's loved by many in the anime community, and it's also hated, specifically by us. And we're here to tell you why it's shit and why you should think it's shit, and also how we got through it.
Yeah, Gamers is an anime, it's just fucking comedy. It's just five characters doing stupid shit, basically. And they really like video games.
Except they kind of don't. And it really isn't focused on the gaming aspect whatsoever.
Yeah, it's
Like,
called Gamers,
really
but,
feel included, or did you feel any
Included.
like relation? Like, were any of the
No.
moments relatable to you?
Relatable. Honestly, not too many. I mean, like whenever they brought up a reference, I'd be like, oh, I get the reference, but too bad. It none of the characters are able to execute the reference right.
yeah, there were
honestly.
a lot of references in the first 6 episodes, and they weren't even that great. But, they just kind of stopped after the first six. Like, there were hardly any
Yeah.
after that.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think my favorite references were just like the posters in the background, but that was basically
Yeah,
it.
the Persona.
Whenever they tried to make a
Persona
joke,
game.
it
Yeah,
kind
that
of
was
fell
nice.
flat.
I honestly think about this though. The Persona game probably gave them half their fun on the show. Like, just the plug that gave them like half their budget. But like, my issue is like, it's called Gamers, and you expect, maybe some maybe relatable gamer humor or something, but all you get is shitty gaming puns, or just simply like, hey, this is like my visual novel, my dating simulator. Or when you go to the gaming store and you find, and your friend sees you buying that hentai. Relatable. Hashtag relatable, dude. But how did we survive this show? Exactly? What truly allowed us to get through this? One of the most entertaining factors of gamers is not the hilarious XD humor. The characters. The characters are horrible. I mean, are any of them good?
No.
Like the
Are any
like
of
the
them good?
only
No.
one I slightly like was Orihara, and even
Urahara.
he was a moron. Okay, for one, like Tendo and Amano's romance. Like, that was the most unbearable thing because, for one, it has that romance label on it, that romance tag, but it's like, where is the development in Tendo and Amano's relationship? And another thing is, like, not only after they have the confession midway through the show, they completely, like, almost lose focus at some points on the relationship, and it's almost like they're not in a relationship and it doesn't exist. Yeah, like, but all of a sudden Tendo's just, oh, I'm so in love with him. It's like, it's, where does it come from?
Yeah,
Like,
she just has unconditional love for MC.
yeah,
But by the last
she has,
3 or 4 episodes, it doesn't even seem like they're in a relationship at all.
yeah. I mean, but throughout the whole
They're
thing,
always
anyway,
doing
she
things
has
as a
MC
group.
love syndrome. She is literally, basically, she's main girl, but she's basically a harem character because a lot of female harem characters, they don't have any reason to like the MC. It's just, lol, well, I like the MC, haha. I've been written out to like the MC, but there's no development in our relationship, and there really shouldn't be any reason I like him because it hasn't been explained why. Oh gosh, one of the most unbearable episodes. And I guess the only reason we really went through that episode was just because it was so incredibly bad that we can make fun of it. That was earlier on, but like, that was the most that was one of the most unbearable episodes, just because it was about Tendo, and why she had a crush on Amano. It was just, XD, it's me, the goody two shoes gamer girl. I play games, just about an hour a day, just an hour of gaming a day. I have a gamer club. It was so bad it was laughable, which is why, we got through it in the first place. That was what made us start hating Tendo, I think. Because we were giving it a chance, but at that point, I think that's where it truly got terrible.
I mean, I don't know. I don't really like despise any of these. Like I don't hate any of these characters. They're just extremely boring. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
I
I kind of
despise
despise
Aguri.
Tendo.
And yeah, I despise Aguri and Tendo.
I mean, I'm fine with everybody, but Tendo, Aguri, I don't know. She's kind of there, you know.
Yeah, and then the show itself, like one of the main reasons we did get through it was because of the animation. Like the animation, like I guess the art, it was generic. It was a little colorful, A lot of the animation, there were so many just animation errors, or
It was
just
so
you're just
terrible.
still.
It was so hilarious.
I don't know when we actually started noticing, but basically we got so bored with the
I think it
show
was from the
that
beach
we just
episode.
started.
But
But I started playing.
It wasn't
it
a beach
wasn't really a
episode.
beach, right? It was
Yeah.
endorsement pool.
Wait, what was that episode where? Wasn't it
I
like
think it was
when?
the, like,
I think wasn't it the
first
episode where
actual
Amano was gonna confess to Tendo, and like near the end, like everyone was making Death Note faces. That looking at the like, if you pay attention, not all anime do this. Not every anime is gonna have a crap ton of still images. Some people like to look at all the characters while everyone's talking. But if you see someone who looks cross-eyed and their face looks like distorted, like Sean will put a whole
Yeah, I'm
Imgur
gonna show a
folder
bunch of
in the
images
description.
on screen right now.
Yeah, he took like so many screenshots. Like there's probably about like
At
120.
least 100 screenshots of terrible
At
images
least.
from gamers. That
Yeah.
just shows how shitty this animation is.
Yeah. And it's so disproportionate. Like what was it, Sean? What was that scene or whatever? Like with Chiaki or
Yeah, so the characters are just very inconsistent in the way they're drawn. And their
Yeah,
body
like,
proportions.
So speaking of the animation, the opening actually has some pretty good animation. But
Let's talk
other
about
than
the
that,
OP and
I
ED.
mean,
yeah.
majority
Also-
of the time it was just really bad.
Sometimes Hoshinomori, there's one scene like her badonkas.
Whoa.
They're like giant in some
Psyche, I don't
areas.
think you can use that kind of language on the channel.
I'm sorry for that foul language. Please forgive me. But she just had like massive badonkas at some points, and then other times they're just non-existent.
Yeah.
Like much like the show's animation, the show's plot and story.
Where the show wants to go, it just doesn't know.
Yeah, it's so inconsistent.
It's non-existent, actually.
It is, yeah. And like the gaming club or whatever, Tendo's gaming club, actually, looking back, that was non-existent also. Like it was like in the first 2 episodes or whatever.
First
Nintendo didn't
episode.
even care that Amano wasn't even gonna join. Like, and then that one guy that joined like at the beginning also that looks just like Amano except with gray hair. Like he was like in this, like the tournament arc was about to
yeah.
begin in
He went
episode
on
12.
to become a MLG gamer.
Yeah, he was he was an esports player. Did anyone feel like the show was focused on gamers at all? Like, whenever you saw each character, you think, man, they're big gamers. They play a lot of games. They're
Oh,
huge."
wait, yeah. No,
The
that should
characters
actually
do
bring
not
us into our
play
next
games.
subject about how Aguri didn't even know what DLC was.
Yes.
Yeah,
She-
like
The last episode.
Aguri is not a gamer. Why is it called gamers?
Half of the last episode was just one of the main characters in a show called Gamers, by the way, asking about video games to the rest of the characters.
Yeah, she was like questioning their gaming lifestyle. Is it even worth playing video games if you just die a lot? In the first place, honestly, I don't think maybe half of the people were gamers truly. More so Hoshinomori's not a game developer. Like all she does play is her what did they call the mobile
social
games
networking
actually?
games.
Social networking
Oh, yeah.
games. Yes.
Yeah, they called the mobile games social network games.
Yeah.
But those really funny.
But that was like Amano played. He played dating sim. That was it really. And then Orihara. You never actually know what genre or whatever what he
Mono
actually
started
plays.
getting
Like
into games.
yeah, like he was a huge arcade geek, and everyone made fun of him because he was a gamer. And gamers are gross. They gotta stop playing games. What a nerd. Kill yourself.
Let's talk about the OP and the ED. a little bit.
The ED, the
I don't
EDs
even remember
changed a
the
lot. There were like
ED.
3 EDs, I
Oh
think.
yeah, they're.
I know the first one was
were.
terrible. The first one was just like, wasn't it just clips, like clip art?
I
It
don't
was just
fucking remember.
sprites. I think it was, yeah, it was literally just sprites. The gamer's OP, it's generic. It is. I'll admit, it's not horrible. And maybe if I wasn't such an elitist, I would say it's actually pretty good. But as an elitist, I don't like it because it's gamers. But why don't you guys talk about it and say what was good about it? Because I just can't express what I thought was decent about it because I think it's all horrible.
The OP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
the
mean-
OP is okay.
I honestly beg to differ. I really enjoyed the OP. You know, probably my favorite part of the show, to be completely honest.
I love that first minute, 30 seconds.
I mean, I kind of have to agree. Actually, it's probably my favorite part of the show.
I'm
I think
gonna
my
have
favorite part of the
to
show was the funny
agree.
faces.
Who?
Oh,
Those
nice
puns
one. Dude, that was like the sick gaming puns they have in the show.
Yeah, they just make these really bad gaming puns all the time.
They reference their HP or their
Oh,
SP.
fucking mad
you
And
know?
their MP.
Yeah, it's like one of them was like, I just lost all my SP. It was like, oh, hilarious. Honestly, I'm just saying, just wanted to see if there would be any like ending or closure. Like the final episode had a horrible ending. I don't even like the show, but for me, because I just reflect, like I can get sad from anything. Like I watched a 10-minute anime short, and like just one single 10-minute anime short about a little girl and a robot, and I cried at the end, and I was sad all day. And like if you just told me like the robot fell apart, like I would tear up and start crying. Spoilers, but Amano basically, he was like, "Hey, you guys want to? I bought this game. It's for 5 players." And it was a PZ4, by the way, which is only 4 players, but you know, what? But it was like, it's like, hey guys, I bought this game for 5 players. It's an RPG. We should play it. And everyone's just like, no, good night. And that was the end. And it was just like, wait, what?
It did not
Did
feel like a
anything
last
happen
episode.
in this episode? Yeah, it didn't feel like a last episode at all. Like maybe there's like
It was just a bunch of talk about DLC, and then you know that they just went to bed.
okay. I have a
Oh, yeah,
theory.
there was
actually.
also
really
like a
weird.
spa scene, right? This fucking
Yeah.
fan service in the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Oh yeah, dude. That was some really good fan service, man.
It was
No, that honest. When you can't afford to make decent fan service, and it just looks really bad. The ending was so obscure. Honestly, I kind of feel like maybe there was supposed to be like a 13th episode or something, but they couldn't afford to produce it, so it just ends like that. You know, and some people will say like this is a satire on game development companies and studios. You know, but it's like it really isn't. Like, you know, they mentioned a few times, you know, like, you know, okay, for one, the DLC, like that was probably the most serious thing, you know, micro DLC, all that, you know. But even so, they rarely, like in the final episode, I feel like the true finale of the show was actually the 11th episode, and that the 12th was just, I don't know, like think about it. It makes sense that the 11th was like the ending. I think that really was the ending, you know, because it ends with, you know, Mono being with Tendo, top romance, best romance,
the ending
summer
of
2017.
The 11th episode felt like the last episode because they were all looking at fireworks at the end, and it was like,
Yeah,
and
it
they
did.
ran to
And
a
everyone
roller
was holding
coaster.
hands and.
Or wait, was it a roller coaster? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like a giant. What do you call those things? Wheels.
Oh yeah, the
Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel. Yeah, I was about to call it a wheel Ferris.
Wheel Ferris.
Wheel
Yeah.
Ferris. Hell yeah. But gosh, who was the best character? Okay, the least worst character. Who was the least worst
Least
character?
worst character. Hold up, let me think.
that was Uehara, for sure.
The least worst character that's on the tip of my tongue. Hold up, give me a second. Yeah, you know that stop sign on like episode 6.
Yeah, where they kept repeating the same
We
clip
need
on
to talk about that.
and that same stop sign
Was it
kept
even
showing.
episode
Like,
6? Like
No, it was like
episode
9
8-ish.
or something.
yeah, that was like
Yeah.
episode 10 or episode 9.
Yeah,
That was
for like
on this-
5 minutes, 2 characters, I forget who, they were just walking down a sidewalk, and they
I
just
believe it was
kept
Chiaki
replaying
and,
the same
and
frames.
Amano.
It was just they kept passing the same stop sign like 10 times.
Yep, when you have no budget. But wait, what did you say, Minato, about Amano?
No, I just said
Oh
that.
wait, yeah, the characters that were
yeah,
walking.
the characters that were walking were
Yeah.
Amano and Chiaki.
Okay, but back to the characters. I mean, I would say the least worst character. The one thing I was invested in was if Hoshinomori wouldn't just be a generic, oh, I'm in love with Amano, but I'm not telling you that, Baka. Then Hoshinomori would have been up there. You know, one thing that could have made the show more decent is if things actually happened. Like the misunderstandings are one of the things that ruined it for us, and that made it so difficult to get through. Because there's a running gag, people time to watch another episode of Misunderstands the Anime XD humor, but it's really not.
convenience.
And
It's just
then
an easy
again,
plot
if you could
convenience.
say drama relies on misunderstanding, it is, but it doesn't have to just be straightforward misunderstandings. Like my favorite show of summer 2017, kind of I guess tie with Made in Abyss, Surazura Children. That show is proof that romance and comedy doesn't have to just rely, like romance, comedy, drama, whatever, doesn't just have to rely on misunderstandings. There are so many other things you could do. Like, in the first place, it just doesn't feel like misunderstandings should be such a huge part of a show that's supposed to be about gamers, And maybe some people don't complain, but let's just, in the first place, the show failed to actually be about gamers.
Yeah,
Like
You see-
Zero Children.
did.
It
Yeah.
did everything
Simply
right to
put.
me.
I think if gamers went by a different name, just like show
Misunderstanding.
with
Period.
if it wasn't called gamers, I think I probably would have enjoyed it a little more, knowing that it wasn't tailored towards the gaming.
Yeah, sure. If it didn't
not
focus
demographic.
on it, I mean, there'd be a lot of missing content in that case, and it would probably just be a generic like love.
But that's kind of what it is already.
Quadangle. Yeah, it is.
Quadangle.
In the first,
Quadangle.
yeah, you know what? It's
Pentagram,
purely
isn't it?
generic.
The love pentagram. That's what
Love,
they call
yeah,
it.
oh yeah, love.
in that one
Yeah,
episode.
love pentagram. Yeah.
Gamers is
Yeah, oh
the
yeah, when a
pinnacle of
girl-
anime clickbait.
Yeah. Why
Because-
Gamers is a cult classic
Because
anime.
people that like anime also like gamer and fucking gaming and games and shit. So if you title the anime gamers, of course people are gonna watch it.
Yeah, you're right. It is anime clickbait. And what's sad about it is you don't really know if they are actually really trying to forge it for gamers, tailor it towards gamers, or if it was just a cash grab. Let's just reflect on this company that produced gamers. I mean, I have the list here, right here. It's called Pine Jam, and
They seem relatively new.
let's see, their first
They
show.
started making stuff in winter 2016.
Yeah, they started making stuff in winter 2016, and that was Maho Shoujo Nantemo I Desugara, and
Never heard of it.
can't really say anything about it. And then the
Seems
second
pretty
season
original.
came out. The second season actually came out like 9 months later, but this is 24 episodes total, 12 each season, and I can't say anything about it, but it's clearly reflected. Then after that, I did watch Getsu Towawa, which is literally
I
just
did not enjoy
slice of
Getsuyo
life
Matswawa
ecchi. Yeah, that was
because
it was
just a
it was literally
generic
just-
ecchi.
yeah, it was just 5-minute shorts of some girl, at work in front of a computer, pressing her boobs against the keyboard, saying, "How do I use the keyboard?" She had a spreadsheet open, and her boob was pressing on the arrow key, and so it kept moving down. And it was like, it's broken. Oh no! And looking back, that
I mean-
train wreck of humor is kind of like how gamers think about this company, Pine Jam. All they produced is slice of life or comedy,
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, now we got Just
Yeah, yeah.
Because also.
Yeah, and they're airing Just Because, and right now Just Because is actually the #1 show they produced beating
of
gamers by
right now.
0.01.
With one episode out.
Yeah,
Hmm.
with one episode out by 0.01, 7.35 to gamers 7.34. But just in the
Ooh.
first place, all right. Just because is way better already. Just saying, it's for one, it's drama. You know, there's no comedy tag on it, and there I would say there's some comedic moments, but it's more. It really is. It's romance. You know, it's a school. It's it is drama. I'm sure if you watch Gamers again, like I don't think I ever looked very much, but there was a bit of 3D animation in Gamers, and it's kind of
think it was
sad.
very
But this
noticeable.
company doesn't even use 3D animation that well. I don't think. It's just if you're making 3D character models and they're just supposed to look like the 2D characters, it's not going to look good. Pine Jam is a very new company and they're really lacking in budget. Despite all the producers involved in Pine Jam, the studio is the true issue. You know, they've been around for only two years now.
Not even 2 years.
Yeah, not even. There's definitely going to be a Gamers season 2. And if we do watch it, we're probably just gonna end up going through it the same way we went
I'm
through
not
the
gonna
first
watch
season.
it.
Honestly,
Okay. I don't know. I don't know if I want to watch it either. But if we did, it would probably end up being the same thing. You know, the only way we'd get through is just making fun of the horribly written jokes.
you
that
know,
just aren't
but
funny.
Making funny
It's like
screenshots.
it's 12-year-old humor. It's
But,
12-year-old humor. I'm sorry.
honestly,
no,
I
it's-
highly doubt that it's gonna get another season because probably a couple of OVAs. If I had to guess, I mean, maybe a popular show, but not all popular shows get second seasons, and
Yeah.
it's just like this show in particular kind of just ended, and I don't see where else they could go with it other than adding on more misunderstandings or adding more characters.
And it would just be tiring, I think.
I think a
Like, what's-
second season is very possible, actually.
But then again, it is Pine Jam, which is a new company, and Pine Jam again. These people, I'm just saying their budget is again. You can tell it's so limited. A lot of the actors and gamers are pretty unknown too, so it's almost like I'm not saying that reflects that they didn't have the budget to afford better voice actors. I'm not saying these voice actors are bad in any way, but the voice actors aren't as known. For Pine Jam, it'll probably be better for them to make a new show than make a second season of Gamers, because the second season has a lot of risks, because you're not going to bring in the same amount of viewers, because automatically you're cutting off people that are going to see the show, and they're just like, oh wait, this is the second season. They go through the first season, they don't like it, they're not going to watch the second season. Let's just let's list off what we liked about the show. Was there anything we liked about the show?
No.
Aside from the
Nothing.
music, the opening, the ED, was there anything decent about it? And if so, if there's not,
There's a lot of stuff decent about it, but nothing I really liked.
I guess
Yeah.
the first episode was decent. I mean, that was the thing.
I do think that was a good pilot.
made me
good starting episode.
interested. But
Yeah,
then they kind of just threw the whole fact that they have like 6 more interesting characters sitting in one gaming club room, but they never use them.
yeah. We had some chick who just played fighter games, some nerdy dude. Not really, he looked really edgy and cool. Could have been interesting, but nope, they don't use him. And then you had the other guy who was good at gaming, and he's literally just used in a gag at the beginning of episode 12. But if you're like 12 years old, I'm sure that's probably the best time to watch it, because the humor.
If you're 12, you'll probably like the show.
It really, it's XD humor. It is XD anime humor. It's just that it gets so old. It's like, there were a lot of moments where it was like, oh my gosh, oh whoops, no, I did this wrong. Oh. And it just, to me, even the humor itself was repetitive. It relied on the misunderstandings, like, it's hilarious because this is actually the case, but this character's actually doing this. Ha ha ha. And I just want to say, like, to me, Hoshinomori, Chiaki or whatever, as a character, was totally derailed. Like, with Amano, like, the relationship development, like, the only one that's kind of clear is Orihara and Aguri. Like, I don't like Aguri. I wanted Hoshinomori and Orihara because I thought that made sense to me. For the first look, it really just looked like you know, Orihara and Hoshinomori could end up together, you know. And to me, like Guri and Orihara, they are meant for each other. You know, they work well, you know. But my issue is just Amano's romantic dealings make no sense. There's no implication or reasoning to why Tendo has a crush on Amano. There's no mention. He doesn't say. There's no point in the show where she says, you know, oh, I love the way he plays his social network games and he plays his dating simulators with the characters that look just like me. Hoshinomori is literally again just she's supposed to be like what, Kudere or whatever, what are they called? But then she becomes Tsundere and it just hates Amano, but she's
Yeah,
just
she
the one
hates Amano for no reason, pretty much.
yeah, also that was horrible. Like that made no sense. Just their hatred was based on one little thing. And
Oh wait, actually, I'm sorry to 12-year-olds who want to watch the show because it's actually rated PG-13.
oh, got him. So what shows that are about gamers that have romantic, you know, romantic arcs and comedic points and all that are actually way better? I have one show Sean and I have both watched called Sakurasu Pet Nakanojo. Now, it does not have the love the pentagram aspect of romance involved like gamers, nor does it have I would actually say the show itself has more like pop culture involved, you know, with gaming than gamers actually does. Like this isn't really a spoiler, but you know, there are a lot of programmers in the show. There's a lot of artists and creators.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's more focused on making the game, but I would say that was more interesting than gamers, and the development and relationships and comedy and animation art is so much better than gamers. And if you thought gamers was good, you should go watch Sakurasu. Give it a 9. And then bring down your
Give it a
rating for
9.
gamers because you realize that gamers was horrible and that Sakurasu is the greatest rom-com ever. To reflect, again, gamers is inconsistent, the plot's non-existent, the characters are horrible, and they're almost, when you think about it, they're all kind of like carbon copies of each other with totally different traits. You know, they're all smug at some point. All the characters are smug. You know, like, got him.
Yeah, so
Don't believe me.
I've got 2 shows to recommend to anyone who did like gamers, or want to give some other gaming shows a chance. So first off, Gamer's Guide to Pretty Much Everything on Disney.
Yes!
It's basically just gamers, but live action.
Yeah, it's a great anime.
Except they're, I don't know, that they're more into games than the characters in gamers.
They are,
And-
you know,
and
they're
this is
gaming
and this is
YouTubers.
a freaking Disney sitcom.
I totally
Yeah, that's
forgot
kind of
about
sad
that.
actually. When a
Yeah.
Disney
Since-
sitcom's focused on gaming, then your anime is.
Another one
What's
I've
this-
got is Nickelodeon's Game Shakers, which is
Oh, no,
also
please.
a gaming sitcom.
Yeah, if you like the humor in gamers, you'll definitely
There probably
like
won't be any
Game Shakers
romance.
humor.
I don't think there's any romance in Game Shakers though.
I hope we explained how we survived. Really, if you don't get like the fun,
Watch it with
if you don't,
friends.
yeah, watch it with friends, because if you're watching with friends, not only like you have people to tell, oh look at that really dumb character, look at how easily this situation could be resolved in real life. But since this is a bad, really bad show that's unrealistic. I mean, okay, you know, shows don't have to be realistic, but the truth is, the characters in gamers aren't actually as smart as you think they are. They're actually really retarded and really dumb. So that was really the only thing that got us through. Just shitting on it was actually what got us through. Because
Yep.
if you're over the age of 12, if you're not an XD person, then you're not gonna like the show. So, yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for watching our first episode. These won't be coming out that much, probably just every 3 months or so,
Yeah,
because
probably a couple every season, I'm thinking.
yeah, because I mean, it's seasonal anime, and right now, what it's looking
Yeah, we're
like,
just
if we
gonna
make
pick out the
some,
trash every season and review it. That's we're thinking.
yeah, and from at this moment in the first week of the fall 2017 season, I foresee the trash that we talk about being Junie Tyson, and again, just
Foreseen.
we might make a Koitusa video also. So yeah,
But
thanks for
yeah,
watching, guys. Have a good day.
have a great day. God bless.
God bless. Yes, God bless. Manada, you gotta say God bless.
God bless.